Oceans cover more than 70% of the Earth's surface and contain 99% of the planet's living space. Oceans support nearly 50% of all species on Earth. Marine life is a vast resource, providing oxygen, food, medicine, and raw materials. Oceans also support recreation and tourism, providing us with opportunities to learn, relax, and enjoy nature. At a fundamental level, marine life helps determine the very nature of our planet.
About 30 years ago, there was a lot of dynamite fishing going on around here. You can smell all the dead fish, and the corals were destroyed.
Before the sanctuary started, my methods for fishing were to use hook and line, spears, and other illegal fishing methods.
Oceans may seem vast and endless, but human activities are heavily affecting every part of our waters and putting the health of marine life in jeopardy. There is a solemn and increasingly urgent call to individuals and communities to protect and restore marine habitats and make wise decisions about ocean use. Apo Island, a small island 9 kilometers from the coast of Negros Oriental in the Philippine archipelago, provides a simple but very real case of marine life conservation. The island has a little over 700 people as resident population, with the majority being fishermen.
It's the reason why I didn't finish schooling. Fishing was easy. Just use dynamite or poison and the fish will simply float.
You can hardly fish around this area, since illegal fishing became widespread, like the use of dynamite and cyanide poisoning.
The main fishing grounds are in the area surrounding the island, an area with extensive coral reefs and reaching a depth of about 60 meters.
Corals, there are marine invertebrates that belong to phylum Cnidaria. There are 2 types of corals. You have the hard corals and the soft corals. The hard corals are those that form the reef. They are the major reef builders of coral reefs. And they're very important in that they provide habitat for other organisms like fishes, as nursery grounds, shelter areas. They also act as barriers to strong waves to protect the coastal communities. These are actually colonies, mostly are colonial, meaning one colony of a coral is made up of coral animals called polyps.
What do you exactly do when you go coral assessment?
We take measurements or the length of the benthic category found, and then we take the percent cover of the substrate. So from that, you can assess already the status of the reef. We also try to at least identify species of corals that are found. So at least we will know how many kinds of corals that are found in an area.
In the 1970s, the Marine Laboratory at Silliman University in Dumaguete City initiated a small marine sanctuary. They engaged local fishermen and their families to participate in the development and preservation of the sanctuary.
Briefly explain to us, how did the lab started the Apo Island Sanctuary?
Actually, it started with a project which we call the MCDP. And this was proposed by Dr. Alcala and Dr. Alan White, wherein people were actually convinced or educated first with regard to what was the importance of the sanctuary. It was established somewhere in 1986, and it's been so many years, and the sanctuary still existing.
Naingon palaman sa una ning amo karong gayuna. If the progress we have now happened much earlier, perhaps I could have gone to school. Life was more difficult back then. My mother didn't finish school, and my father was a fisherman. Now that we have a school within the island, I could say that the youth have a better time. They are educated and now know the importance of conserving the environment.
Minus kayo ang among pangita dire.
There was very little source of livelihood for us, but when the work on the sanctuary began, our conditions started to improve. Today, our children have better opportunities at living due to the resources the sanctuary is providing us.
Ya, kamurang nga komunidad ang nag-organisa ni.
In the beginning, we had non-government organizations helping us. Seminars were also held from other departments, such as the police, agriculture, and fisheries, until everyone understood the goal of the sanctuary.
The growth of marine life around the island did not only satisfy the local residents. The abundance and diversity of fish and other marine animals attracted tourism. The sanctuary has changed the way that people on the island view their world. Now, they are committed to keeping their place sustainable.
What we do here is protect the sanctuary and look after the people who come and swim here, making sure no one gets hurt. We keep a close watch to make sure nobody damages or takes away anything from the sanctuary.
I'm a community guard. If I see fishermen who ignore the Council of Ocean Guards, I will call their attention and counsel them so they will understand why we must protect our sanctuary.
Apo Island's marine sanctuary is sacred to the people. They say it saved their coral reef ecosystem, their fishery, and their way of life.
I am committed to protecting Apo Island and the marine sanctuary. It is our most important resource, and we do everything we can to protect it.
We all have a shared responsibility to protect our oceans, to use only what we need, make smarter choices about what we use, and pass on healthy oceans that will continue to support future generations.